Hi everyone. I want to tell you about a couple of dreams I had. And yeah, they all sound crazy because they are crazy. I had these dreams over the last couple of weeks. So let's go to the first one. The first one, I seen that the Mexican cartel had taken over and they had a weapon. And in the weapon, I saw a tank, a great big water tank. And in the water tank was this kind of like, she was a very large, giant woman, okay? In a way, like she would have been like a giant woman. But the bottom of this said giant woman was all tentacles, like an octopus. And then she began smiling at me, and she did a half flip over as though to lay on her back. And when she exposed the tentacles, inside was a gigantic mouth. There was teeth for the mouth, and they were like iron teeth. Anyways, then she flipped back over and she started laughing at me. And as I was walking away, I saw this woman, another woman, coming out of the tank, and she was spitting out this mucus type stuff out of her nose and mouth. It was like a thick, watery mucus type stuff she was spitting out. And she was coughing out and trying to breathe. And then the dream ended.
The federal government is urging Canadians in Mexico's Sinaloa state to limit their movements and to shelter in place. The warning comes as the region sees a wave of deadly violence following the arrest of the son of the notorious drug boss known as El Chapo. For some insight into the deadly unrest, we're joined by former SFU criminology professor Hillary Morden, an expert in gangs and gang violence. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So can you tell us, why did the arrest of El Chapo's son spark such a major wave of violence?
I think the real question is, why didn't they know it was going to do that? They arrested him a number of months ago, and because of the backlash from his cartel, they had to release him. And it is the current president who made that decision.
The department says they ran the largest, most violent, and most prolific fentanyl trafficking operation in the entire world. Now some of the children of a cartel kingpin are in the custody of the Mexican government. Sons of the world's most notorious drug lord, the U.S. Justice Department says the so-called Chapitos took control of the Mexican Sinaloa drug cartel when their father El Chapo landed in prison. From there, U.S. officials now say the four sons only amplified El Chapo's brutality and used their force to fast-track an international network for a lab-created poison disguised in drugs.
The Chapitos pioneered the manufacture and trafficking of the deadliest drug our country has ever faced. And they are responsible for the massive influx of fentanyl into the United States.
In a newly filed indictment, the Justice Department details what they say is the criminal production of fentanyl through a complex and violent manufacturing network starting in China, funneled through Mexico, and widely distributed to every corner of the United States.
Chicago has long been a transportation hub and a significant market for the cartel.
The indictment filed in Chicago and several other cities today says the Chapitos made sure nothing and no one stopped the proliferation of their fentanyl ring.
In Mexico, they fed their enemies alive to tigers, electrocuted them, waterboarded them, and shot them at close range with a .50 caliber machine gun.
Often hidden in common prescription painkiller pills, the Justice Department and top drug enforcement officials say the cartel ruthlessly worked to curate the most potent form of the man-made drug.
These are people who gave fentanyl to a man, watched him die, and then sent that same batch of fentanyl to the United States. They know that they are poisoning and killing Americans. They just don't care because they make billions of dollars doing it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
15 states have seceded.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America. The so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
We're moving to D.C. today.
We need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death.
Bloody.
Every time I survived the war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
Move, move, move!
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
God bless America.
Not sure if many are reporting on this, but Mexican cartels are assessing a database used by the government to monitor their victims in real time. So get this, Mexican cartels are assessing an intelligence and security database used by government agencies to hunt down their victims in real time. The criminals are able to geolocate people through minute-to-minute location logs and obtain private information and documents through software called Titan, which is being shared on WhatsApp according to the report. Various Titan services are available for purchase from 10,000 Mexican pesos, $600, to 180,000 pesos, $9,000. Buyers can either get their own login or get an official user to fulfill requests. One source says police forces purchase licenses to use Titan, and these are then resold on the black market. Okay? They sent me a payment method to acquire the licenses, then I resell them to whoever wants one, he said. I know that some law enforcement agencies are also reselling licenses or services to other cartel members, but that's on them. Now you think about that. Personal information is obtained through large databases, and GPS technology is used to track cell phones according to investigations. So think about what they actually have on us with this Titan. So government agencies themselves are actually selling it to the cartels. Well done.
The snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. How he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old top that they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around.
Our King Jesus didn't bring us this far to abandon us now. You were called, you were chosen. You were knit together in your mother's wombs, fearfully and wonderfully made. We are called to serve. King Jesus bless you all.